Okay, hi everyone. I want to talk about something that I think it's in the platform statement for those people who've read the platform statement. But a question came up and they said, Shival, what is the difference between our true nature, divine nature, or original nature, and our nature here and identity? And so I'm going to give you the diagram, okay? So this is the standard heaven, man, and earth. Also, you could say it's the etheric, subtle, and gross. Within us, it's the Jing, Qi, and Shen, the physical, the energetic, and the spiritual. You can mix and match. They're all correspondences or whatever. They're all analogs on different levels here. So, when we first come into this world, okay, where we start up here, we start out at Tao. And then when we come into existence, we don't start in existence in the physical world, obviously. We start in the etheric or archetypical world, if you're going to use the Western esoteric analog, the Atziluth, the archetypical world. And from there, we begin and we incarnate into, through gestation, into a physical body at birth. At birth, you can say we are in our true nature, which is identical to the true nature of the Tao. This is in Chinese the Zhen, true, Xin, nature, the Zhenxing, our true nature, which is identical to the nature of the Tao. So think about a newborn baby. Its mom could be out there smoking crack, its dad could be holding up a bank. It's as docile as a Hindu cow. It's completely placid. It's completely accepting and allowing. It doesn't carve the block. It doesn't know good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark. It has no distinctions whatsoever. It's like the trump of the fool, right? It's completely perfect in its equanimity. The Taoist scriptures say to serve all sentient beings is the great Tao. This is where you do. And in that, you melt people's heart when you're a newborn baby. People do things they would never do, right? So this is sort of the effect of your true nature. But like everything, every act of creation is first another act of destruction. So as we come down from our true nature, we start growing into early childhood, toddlers and all. This is when we start to name things, and we say things like bird and dog and sky and bench and lamp and all of these things. And so now we've destroyed our true nature, and now we've come into what's known as our original nature. The original nature is your original nature. So whoever I'm talking to at this moment, it's your original nature. So who you were born in this life, right? Being a Taoist sometimes is said, if society hadn't screwed with you, who would you be? Right? If you hadn't been given the idea of chair or wall or door, what would they be to you? What would you understand? How would your understanding be? This is your original nature. So there's a concept in Taoism called Fa, F-A, Fa. And it means to issue forth, to go out, to go forth. So you may heard in terms like in martial arts, you heard of Fa Li, to issue power. So this is Fa Li, okay? You may heard Ling Bao Bi Fa, the complete methods, okay? It's the issuing forth, okay? And what this is we leave our original nature and we destroy that through adolescence into our, our puberty years and all, until we build what's known as the I. I stands for identity. Okay? So this is what society wanted you to be. This is what your mom and dad wanted you to be. This is what your belief systems in that matrix of your blueprint that says what are your rules, what are the values, everything. So this is the shoulds. And that's what this identity is. Now, if this is heaven, man, and earth, so this is the gross world here. This is your Po, right? The corporeal soul. This is the bridge of the mind. So this is your yi, the intellect. Okay? This is the, you come up here, this is the hun, which is the bridge of the emotions to get back to the spiritual world. So we have to overcome our base nature, which is the po, the physical needs. So, sex is great, but, nymphomania, not so good, especially for the gene. Having a libation, having some baijiu, having some brown water, great. Drinking a fifth every day, not a great idea. But this is also the cravings of and desires of more to constantly feed that machine. So, in your childhood, you want candy, you want soda pop, you want to stay up all night, you want to eat pizza, you want to eat tacos all day long, and you just, right, just shooting for it, right? Well, we have to overcome that nature. The main problem is people generally don't go beyond this level of identity. They die here in the path out. But once you step into the path of cultivation, whether it be Tao or whether it be Sufi or Druze or Sikh or Jains or Hermetics or whatever, Gnostics, that cultivation is called the path of return. Okay? Everybody calls it that, including the Taoists. So we do, and the name in Chinese is Fan, F-A-N, like fan. Fan, it means returning. So fa, to go out, to fan is return. So Fan Dao is the path of return, it's the way of return. Okay? So, fa and fan. So as we are on our path to return, we have to overcome the identity. And to do that, we have to go and we have to cultivate the po and subdue our lower nature, and the yi, which is our intellect, our logos. Okay? This is down here your zhi, which is your divine will. It's in your kidneys, right? So we talked about that in the last series over here. There's the zhi, which is the divine will, po, which is the corporeal soul, yi, which is the logos, hun, which is your ethereal or higher soul, and shen, which is your immortal self. So on the path of cultivation, we have to dedicate our will, our divine will, overcome the po, right? And this is where you become what's known as a Zhen, which is true, Ren, which is person, or an actualized person, or a realized person. This is where you bring the whole of yourself together. In this particular case here, a Zhen Ren, you're looking to take the negative, dark side of yourself that you don't like and the beautiful light part. You got to bring them together, because even Carl Jung said it's not about envisioning beings of light, it's about making the darkness conscious. That's about making the yin and yang not opposites, but in fact not two, because this is a very, very important concept. So this is about becoming a whole person. Only a whole person is capable of completing the path of return. So then we also have to through the bridge of the mind, we have to overcome our mind. We have to lose our mind and come to our senses. In other words, that discursive monkey mind that's discriminating, that's constantly judging, all that's got to go. And we have to overcome that by integrating ourselves, and we have to do that internal cultivation work. And once we do that, then we can return to our original nature, who we were born to be. This is where you go with that whole saying, which is we're not human beings trying to have spiritual experiences, but we're divine beings having a human experience. That's a great hallmark statement until you actualize it. When you make that real, when you can change the premise of your cultivation experience from that I'm not this ruined or stained or imperfect being, I'm a completely perfect being. This here is just an expression of this. It's not like we're in this. This is an expression of this. It expresses downward. And now we're returning. And so this is where you take off all the filters and you stop experiencing the world like, oh, I'm this human, I'm having such a difficult time and I don't know what to do and the world is so harsh. No, you're not. That's not true. That's not true at all. In fact, the world is perfect. Your understanding of the world is what's imperfect. And this is where we start taking off all those filters. Once you return to the original nature here, now you do the internal cultivations, which is done. In the body is where the first stage of internal alchemy is done. but it's in consciousness itself that the real alchemy is done. And that's where you cross the bridge of the emotions here into this world, where you come to realize and actualize your true nature, which is identical to the true nature of Tao. This is reunion with Tao. So this is the first step of the mystic path. When you get to assignment number 8, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, this is the second stage, where you and your immortal self, you're still two, but you're becoming one couple, the beloved and the lover, right? And then this is where you annihilate both in yoga, in union, in conflation. So it's reunion of Tao. It's congress of heaven and earth, reunion of man and Tao. And this is where you annihilate. But this is what your original nature is. This is what your true nature. And here's the process all the way back up. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Ask questions away, and I will do my best to answer them. I've got a couple more videos I need to do, 2 or 3 more questions that got asked. I will be making videos as soon as I get the time to do that, okay? Won't be long, and I'll talk to you all soon. All right, bye.